All right. Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Deconversion Stories. Today, we have someone I'm sure many of you are already well familiar with. We have ReGi0s with us. Before we even get into this, I have one question I got to ask right off the top here. How the hell
these are my real eyelashes?
No, ReGi0s, how'd you come up with the name?
Well, actually, it's just mostly from an anime, and then I was going to do a change to it, but then I forgot.
Okay.
Because it was going to kind of be a combination of the RE series. And then I was using Chrome shelled ReGi0s as the full format, and I was going to go with something like within the Gaia area, like for see how many animes that have talk about, like the planet. Then I just ended up copying exactly ReGi0s instead.
Okay.
Well, what's like some of the titles for like the RE series? Like, what is it like? Because I can picture the red, like I can picture the title and like the cover, but I don't know the names. Like, what are those?
Like, I can't remember the more recent ones. This was from watching one of the more recent.
Okay, they got creators, Zero.
Well, other than the very newest one is
Zero's the one that I saw.
Yeah, Zero was the one that I was watching through, I believe.
I've been rewatching Dragon Ball stuff recently.
Because I didn't even think of it that they now have the RE Monster series that was the newest.
Yeah. And that's blowing up on Crunchyroll. I was like, what is this? And who is this?
Is that not
man?
bad?
Well, now we know. So should we say ReGi0s or should it be like ReGi0s? Should we change our inflection?
From my
what is the proper inflection? That's the question. How do we say your name the way that
it ended up
would like it?
Just being shortened down to Reggie, and that's from what I don't know how many years back when I was doing a little bit of gaming on mobile. Is that's how people would always refer to me as Reggie.
Well, you gotta yell quick. You got enemies coming. You gotta say stuff.
See, now the weird thing is, I always thought you were like, like trying to name yourself after something like SpaghettiOs or something like ReGi0s.
ReGi0s.
New afternoon snack, ReGi0s.
Raviolios. Remember those?
Yeah.
Just too much.
Otherwise, I found it did some strange thing in some other languages.
Oh, really?
I love other languages.
Between Spanish or Portuguese, one of the two is like royal or something that it comes up. If you put the O in there instead of the zero.
Right. Okay.
Because I was on games that were the chat was multilingual, but it used a translate feature to it. So when somebody just typed it in with the O, it translated out that way.
Raviolios are their best offering.
They're trying.
All right.
The love has begun. So I guess it's time to get the story started. Everyone is cheering for you.
Don's asking about the bookshelf.
Oh.
It's all green screen.
That's what he wants you to think, Tons. Those are all real books.
Yeah. Yes, we know. All right. Well, what we do here is we chat with folks about, when they were once believers or in a situation where they were surrounded by believers and sort of what sort of happened to make you sort of give up the belief or free yourself from that kind of a surrounding, or, and ultimately what turned you into the atheist activist that you are today. That's your cue.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was never actually a believer. I mean, people around seem to, but it just didn't even dawn on me that they actually thought this was real. It wasn't just, like fairy tale type things. Just fairy for morals. You're able to use, them for morals.
Did you have to do like Sunday school and all that stuff, or were your parents not religious either?
Not forced.
Okay.
But all we did is they sent us to vacation Bible school.
Daycare.
Oh.
And the ones that were teaching it were actually nice enough. They taught, the normal stories, like Jonah and the whale and all this. Like, I don't remember any of that though, but
well, some dude spent 3 days in a fish. That's all I know.
Yeah.
His name was Jango Fett.
I thought that was a Sarlacc. Oh no, it was Boba Fett.
Django went in the whale.
Right.
On Camino.
It took me a while to even figure out what people were talking about for religion.
So the Vacation Bible, that was just maybe a non-denominational Christian kind of church, or was it like a Baptist church?
I don't even know what it was. I can honestly say I did not know until probably at least 10 or 11 before I even knew there were denominations.
It's like,
and that confused me. Because I've learned a lot since then.
So you would see like Hindu kids and Muslim kids and Christian kids like, huh, funny. They're all going into that church over there. La, 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 la. On with my day.
I think I only have a memory of attending a church maybe 2 or 3 times when I was younger.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Used the basement of one when I was in Boy Scouts.
Yep, clubhouse.
Yeah, that's
Boy Scouts in the basement of a church? That just seems sketchy to me.
This church, they actually rented it out to multiple people at multiple groups. I'd say some of them weren't even denominational in any way. They had no religious affiliation. It's just, nice big space rented out. Didn't have a community space around the area at the time.
Right.
Yeah, if you got
the churches had the bigger community spaces.
Well, yeah, I get it, because when I was growing up, where I lived, there was no synagogue, so we had to go to Hebrew school in a church. So basically, we rented out this church there, I guess, to go and do the Hebrew school stuff there. So,
now that I'm thinking about it, if the church is going to be renting this mug out all the time, I'm going to need some of that tax revenue there, big boy. Because if they're taking cash for rent, that's income. Like, that's not donations.
Nope.
You have provided a service. That gets taxed, homeboy.
Well, at least know the one that I'd been to for the Boy Scouts is when I was in high school. Preacher that was there, his son was in the same grade as me. Like, still didn't learn anything really about religion, but say his dad seemed a fairly decent guy, because he sat there and could act out in many ways that he wanted, and he was fairly understanding.
Hey, ReGi0s, can you do me one favor? Can you pull your mic a little bit closer? It's a little hard to hear you.
Need any more?
Oh, perfect. My ears are purring.
I just have to wonder, because I've rarely used this.
Oh, it sounds great. Now I can just hear more of it.
Because I know the gain's at 0.
Yep. Yetis are that powerful.
That's what I got. Except I had to turn up my gain the other day because you guys couldn't hear me. Oh, no, it's relatively okay now.
Well,
I changed
this
the
is
settings.
The first time on camera,
there, so.
too, so it's first time I'm actually positioning it in front of me, looking at what's on screen.
Wow, wait a minute. This is your first time on camera.
Yeah.
How do you have a camera and a Yeti and a green screen? Like, you done skipped all the beginner steps. You know, like he didn't have no mic issues. Like, he's got headphones, a chair. He's cheating. He's been
take a
using us for
long
research.
time to sit there and work my way into something. Say this has been like 2 years into the works.
Well, your setup is flawless. You have not come off as a beginner. Now,
well, Reggie, you were telling me the other day that you did have to deal a little bit with religiosity, like with some of your family members and stuff like that.
A little bit with family, but for what I can remember, it was more when I was teenage. But my neighbors, their kids were actually going to a Christian school. I don't know denomination, but they sat there and brought that at me. And, well, basically all I can say is everything they were being taught, if you thought about it a little bit, is like, that makes no sense.
What kind of stuff? Give me like top 2 examples.
Well, I remember one discussion we did have.
Oh boy.
It was the discussion of who goes to hell. And they were going that they were going, oh yeah, you know, a killer that repents can go to hell. But
well, wait a minute.
doesn't go to hell. But somebody that doesn't is like, you know, if you do repent and you did terrible things, you don't go. If you don't believe, and then you do go, it's like, that made no sense. Not by what they're telling me, by the description of who they were believing in. It made no sense to me.
Well, you know, ReGi0s, you're right. And as a Christian nation, as people in this country keep telling me, I'm just going to rob a whole bunch of banks, say sorry, and then I'll just keep the money, right? That's how it works. You can just say I'm sorry, and then it's all good. I'm glad that that's how world works today.
Yeah.
I don't know. About the only other thing for religion that I can remember is pretty much the time where it was like, okay, I'm not imagining things. Is, well, my parents had a full set of dictionaries or a full set of encyclopedia, world book.
Oh, that's a good one. That's way better than Britannica.
I always read that when I was younger. It was like, so I was reading through the myths and all this, and then it's like, then you get where they're talking what a myth is. I was like, well, okay, if these gods aren't real, what says any are? It's like that doesn't say any are likely then. It's like, just came to that realization from reading books that, okay, I'm not imagining things.
Did you have any like favorites from the myths? Because like I know I like reading I forget the name of the company, but they got like a big thick book of like all the different mythologies from all over the world. And there's like a lot of African stuff and like Far East Asian stuff that I had never even heard of. Do you remember any of like the different, like maybe like Hellenism or something weird you had never heard of before reading those encyclopedias?
I can't say I remember a whole lot of it. Well, I remember, but recall is a whole nother story. I don't recall a whole lot very easily unless it's triggered.
Trigger warning. So did you ever get into any of the like occult stuff, like with like Wicca or any of the
I wondered about it, looked into it, never actually found anything to it. As in, like, the major claims, outrageous claims are real. I mean, some of the philosophies that they go by, I could see a decent living by that.
Sure.
But the supernatural, no.
Okay. Yeah, I fell into that myself. So,
because it's like even ghosts and that. something that always just keeps running in the back of the head all the time. It's like, okay, ghosts are energy. Where does this energy come from? How does it stay there?
Yeah.
What's it tied to?
Yeah. What's
Is that
containing
likely
it,
to
really?
happen? Yeah.
Yeah, I started asking those same questions because people say, well, the ghosts are literally your energy or whatever, your soul, I guess some people would call it. And it's like, okay, or what's it made out of? Because if it is some form of energy, then how come we have never measured it before?
Yeah, that was about the only premise I went with for a while was, okay, energy. Okay, that makes sense. Now
Sure.
let's work that out. Is from there, how does it stay here and what is it tied to keep it moving? It's not just going to free float in the air.
It would just dissipate. That's how energy
Yeah.
works. It would spread out and dissipate. You wouldn't even see it anymore. Ectoplasm.
That's what I was gonna say. I was just waiting for it.
I've been slimed. Yeah.
Every time I see that movie or even a movie poster, I want to drink a high C really bad because of the goddamn Slimer on the juice boxes. They're just the same thing to me. I'm like, oh, the juice box movie's on. Cool.
The juice box movie. I pretty much heard that the new Ghostbusters movie that's out, I guess, is basically just kind of like let's just throw everyone into it.
Ecto Cooler. That's what it was called. It's the best.
Oh, wow.
Change that to my background.
Ecto Cooler.
Ooh, that would be a cool.
Yeah, I heard it was just basically just to throw everyone into it for no apparent reason.
They're bored. They want money.
Yeah, they're just cashing in on it now. I did kind of like the Afterlife movie. I thought that was interesting because they had Egon Spangler as a ghost in it in the old house.
Egon, no.
That they left for his grandkids, I guess, or his kids or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be the last one I did watch. Like to have
I
somebody
thought that was kind
wasn't
of a neat twist.
Yeah,
That's
for
cool.
somebody that wasn't there for the cast to bring him back like that, I thought that was a good twist to it.
It was clever.
Yeah, to bring
It's
all
still
the
a
cast
silly
members
movie,
back. I mean, it was
It's just
But
a
it was
cash grab, man.
well, yeah, but it was kind of a clever way to do it, though.
I forgot about chicken bears.
Oh God. What's that for your Thanksgiving next year? Chicken bears.
It's for my baby.
Yeah.
Just your sad zero.
Where's your ecto cooler? I thought you were gonna get that.
I have it, but I have so many good backgrounds. I'm scared to delete one, and then I was like, I'm not paying attention. I should just stop this. I filled it up the 10 ones, and I was like, which one? Nah, not now.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I was in Drumheller, Alberta just a little while back. Me and Aaron Ross and filming in the museum there, at the Tyrrell Museum there. And I still love the name, How to Rule an Asteroid. That's the best.
I'm glad you said Drumheller AB was Alberta, because I was like, oh, this person is having a medical crisis. The fuck is Drumheller AB? That's not letters. What is that?
Check with your doctor to find out if Drumheller AB is right for you.
Oh, you Canadians. Drumheller.
Yeah, you can actually find the video on my channel of me and Aaron walking through the museum there and talking about the different stuff like that. It was fun to do. It was a lot of fun.
I'll grab the link.
And he's smart.
Check it out.
Aaron is smart. I'm going to see him again in Toronto, or not in Toronto, but Sarnia. See, when they said it was Sarnia, Ontario, I thought, oh, wow, cool. It's like the Canadian version of Narnia, and all I got to do is walk through my closet and I'll get there, right? But no, I still have to catch a plane.
You just like set a couple of shirts on either side, and then you spread the shirts, and then you
That's how you do it. Then
that's,
walk
how you
right
pick,
into
that's how you pick the spot you want to go. Whatever shirt is up there on the hanger. In the chat, I just dropped the link for all of you cool peoples out there. If you want to check out the episode where Aaron and Neil tour the Tyrrell.
Yes, How to Rule an Asteroid. I will be at Baja. Yes, I will. My mom just told me, she goes, I love that you do this stuff, and I think it's great that you get out there and you talk to people and you meet people and all the people that you work with on the internet and stuff like that. So I'm going to pay for your trip. I'm like, Ma, I already paid for it. She's like, oh, it's okay. I'm still going to give you money and pay for your trip. Oh, okay. Well, look, a gift horse in the mouth, right? So
Neil's just going to come home with more Lego.
Oh, recovering from religion table. Oh, I'll definitely be there because I always support recovering from religion. I've had many of their people on the show, which you're welcome to come on too, by the way, if you like.
Yeah.
And I always have their link, that and the other, the Clergy Project, always linked below so that people have somewhere to go. Yeah. Yes, we definitely will be at Baja. Which stands for Blue Water Atheists, Humanists, and Agnostics, I think, or something like that. Or
Neil, it's Baja.
Baja. No.
You should have a little Koopa as your logo for that conference. No Twitch love, Mikey? Oh, okay. I will do it for you. Sorry, HR. HR's always yelling at me.
Well, HR's the only one hanging out in Twitch.
Because she's
cool.
I
don't know. I'm over there too.
Oh, are you? Okay.
There's 10 people over here. Hi, Twitch peoples. I did forget about you guys. I apologize. Let's throw some emotes over there. And if you guys are not following on Twitch, twitch.tv/604atheist. Give us a follow if you have an account. Give us your Prime. If you got Amazon.
Oh, Dave.
Get the montage
Dave, I'm twitching. Dave's twitching.
That's different, Dave. All the vitamins I gave you when you were young. You're welcome. Yeah, man.
High C. I don't even remember that. I don't remember that. I was probably outgrown it. Overgrown.
You're like
my hair is overgrown, but
you were like college age because I was like a little guy.
Maybe, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to watch the cartoon too. I used to love the real Ghostbusters, as they called it.
Ooh, that was a good show.
It was fun.
Flashback.
I even had a little Slimer. I still have him. He's just packed up somewhere. And I used to take him with me when I used to work graveyards at the gas station, and I'd have him sitting in there with me. People always like, "Is that a Slimer?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Bet you.
I used to have to fill out, or used to put all the money into a big, like a brown, what are they called? The manila envelope, and stick it in the safe. So I used to draw Slimer cartoons on there all the time and stick it in the safe. And the guy that used to come collect the cash used to go, "Man, I used to love that when you did that."
Oh God!
Is that a dead mouse logo? That's a dead mouse fucking icon in there. Tons of mice is using.
Dead Mouth.
Hilarious. There you go. Now you got the high C cooler. So wow, I guess you never really did. You ever have anyone like of your friends or maybe those neighbors of yours where did they ever try to convert you to try to get you to come with them and go to church and learn about Jesus and all that stuff?
There we go.
Not really, but we did have our discussion. So like the type of stuff I see on YouTube for atheist content, and some of those discussions, like, yeah, I had those years ago.
What kind of
long ago?
What kind of do you remember any of the kind of arguments they had, or what kind of stuff they tried to use to convince you, like, oh, look at the trees and everything's the same kind and flood everywhere?
I don't remember too many of the argument. Actually, that hell one was the only one I actually do remember, but it's about the same as what you find online, and they weren't trying to convince, they were trying to explain what they understood. So there was at least that. They weren't trying to convince me. They're just explaining everything as they understood it.
Right.
And
well, to me, that sounds like they were trying to somehow give, because they're obviously convinced. Otherwise, they wouldn't be talking to you about it. So maybe they felt that if they told you this is why we believe what we believe, it should convince you. Maybe that's what they had going on in their heads, but just never outright came out and said it.
That I wouldn't know about, because I've never actually said to somebody straight out that, yeah, I don't actually believe this, is like, okay, they bring the claim, I'll sit there and talk about it. Go, what are the possibilities of it being true? What are the points against it? I would just discuss it as if it's just another argument somebody brought up to me.
Right. Okay. Did you ever like give them the counter information or whatever, like how we sort of know that what they think is true isn't?
Well, at that time, it was just pretty much just a logic-based argument. As I was pointing out, is like when they're pointing out the one with hell, is like, okay, you do bad things and you get rewarded for it, more or less, if you do this one
Yeah.
thing. But you do good things and you get punished for it. That makes no sense.
Right.
So,
Yeah, you could be like a non-believer and go out there and feed the homeless and rescue animals and keep children safe, whatever, and you're still going to go to hell just because you lack the belief.
yeah. As I say, at the time, I had no idea. It's just this was what somebody came to me saying this is what they think, how things work, and it was like, just took what they said and pointed out how it didn't make sense. Because let's figure, it wasn't until right around 2020 that I even learned the term atheist. I didn't know it until I started hopping around on YouTube.
That's kind of where I was going to go next with this, is what sort of drew you, or what I guess ultimately caused you to end up running around on all these different shows, because you've been in our chats on a regular basis on this show, and I've seen you as I've been in chats as well on other shows, and I've seen you there, and we say, hey, what's up, and hey, what's up, and all that shit, and so what got you into that whole atheist YouTube kind of rabbit hole, I guess we'll call it?
Probably some into the pseudoscience debunking.
Ooh.
Which led into more specified towards flat earth debunking, which has an intersection with atheist community. So
It does.
That's kind of how I ended up that area.
That's how I found Creaky. Still got to get Creaky on here, man. He said one day.
See, I actually was at Creaky before I had been over to any atheist channels.
He's so fucking funny, that guy.
Old Creaky.
And Simon Dan is another one that I found as well.
Yeah, Simon Dan, Creaky, FTFE.
I tried.
Team Skeptic at the time.
Team Skeptic, yeah.
It was more when he was doing more shows with FTFE.
Yeah, those flat earth debates back in like 2016? Those were some rowdy fucking debates. Like that shit was raucous. It was I would pour a glass of wine, put the YouTube on the TV, get some popcorn. That shit was prime time. It was fucking crazy. I was like, God, they are screaming right now.
Yeah, they get crazy.
FTFE especially.
Yeah, but he's funny too.
It's his accent, his Scouser accent.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I sort of started watching sort of same idea, like Professor Stick was another one. Even what's his name? Armored Skeptic, who ended up being a bit of a tool anyways, but
Iced Rhino's video recently.
Yeah. It's a good one. Rhino, I sort of found that way as well through all that, and what the hell? Logic was another one that I sort of stumbled upon. He's funny, and Mrs. Logic, I guess, is she does some stuff with him too.
HR Johnson over there on Twitch says, "Oh, sorry, cut you off. Go ahead."
No.
HR Johnson over on Twitch says many flat earthers try to use the Bible as a basis for their flat earth claims. Yeah, you stretch the heavens out in 4 directions and all. It's like, come on, man. The book's not even written in your language. Be fair. Oh, Reds. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Reds.
I think this is one of the first we've done in June. So I do want to say happy Pride to everybody as well. Happy Pride Month.
Oh, I got to go back to the bull then. I forgot. That's when I got the bull. I used to have this bull, and then I got this bull for Pride, and now it's already back to Pride.
There you go. Yeah, full bull circle.
Whoop, that was I'm done changing for the year. I'm done.
Yeah, the Lego stream last week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Spooky says you're cool. Hi, Spooky.
Got Spookier all around too.
Spooky, I sort of crossed paths with Spooky quite some time back in the early days of all these newer atheist YouTube channels popping up all the time, and then Spooky showed up on my show when I started doing it, which was pretty cool.
Oh, we got overprotected atheists over on Twitch. Hey,
hey.
Which is funny because I have talked to Christians in my family who don't believe in flat Earth and are confused why people use the Bible as an argument.
It states that the Earth is a plane and that it has a firmament over top.
Duh.
That's why.
You can't have a vacuum without a container. Duh. Obviously.
Red's Rhetoric. There's someone I used to watch quite a bit of too, Red's Rhetoric.
I talked to him like a couple months ago.
I wonder if he'd come on.
Yeah, I can talk to him.
See if he'd like to come on, share something with us. Also, I think that's one of the first channels sort of in the vein, Red's Rhetoric, that I actually subscribed to. Yeah, it was all about the debunking shit back in the day, and then that just sort of led into that's when I ended up finding people like Seth and Arn and the Atheist Experience, Talk Heathen, all that. I was even a caller on Talk Heathen one time, and I think that's sort of what prompted me to want to kind of do this.
I don't even know how I kind of moved from the flat Earth debunking over to pretty much all atheist YouTube.
Maybe did you go from like one debate to the other debate? Like, did you watch like the Ken Ham, Bill Nye debate? Because debates were hot on YouTube for like a good 2-3 years there, where there were some real winners coming out.
That was a good one, the Ken Ham one, and
I know I seen that one after the fact because the earliest I know I was catching anything was in 2020.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I wasn't really into catching videos or anything. I was usually too busy running around doing other things.
Yeah, no one has time for this nonsense.
Well, and then my computers always were just enough to do what I needed for surfing, but nothing more.
Yeah.
Right. It is important. I mean, if you're going to do something like this, it is important to have good processing speed so that you don't glitch out and stuff like that. So,
yeah, it was around the time where I also got a rig to do some gaming here and there.
Yeah.
It's the first time I had a tower in over probably like 12 years. Otherwise, I've been running on laptops.
That's all I use is a laptop. It's portable.
Well,
but it's a good one.
The laptop I had prior, I'd had it running for 10 years. So, yeah, gaming wasn't a thing it would do.
Why did my screen go black?
You better not even watch the trailer.
This is going to be,
Yeah, it was. I know jumping around on YouTube, it was more for people that were having more of the arguments. Because mine were only off and on here and there, depending on who I interacted with. I would say, I wouldn't ever tell anybody, oh, yeah, I don't believe your God claim. I was just like, okay, what do you believe? Why? And just kind of have a discussion with it.
Sure.
I was like, I'll entertain the notion of some deity. It makes no sense to me, but I'll entertain the notion. Because when I was younger, the idea always was like having a parent always looking over your shoulder.
I just found another name in the chat that I think is pretty hilarious.
Oh, okay. Are you just outside?
And close to me, too, by the sound of the name, anyways. Vibrationary encapsulation of Puget Sound, which is in the Seattle area. So
Vibratory.
Vibratory. Oh, yeah, okay, vibratory, sorry.
Because that's funnier.
Algorithms delivered by Serrano to me, but out of the blue one day. I've been an atheist since I was 4. Interesting. But I hadn't watched any atheist YouTube content.
Wow. Simply Secular Dave over on YouTube says someone needs to redo the song No Diggity into No Deity. I'll talk to Atheist. He sings R&B, I sing rock.
There you go. What the hell is No Diggity?
No diggity, I gotta bag it up. I like the way you work it. No diggity, I gotta bag. Oh, God damn it, Neil. Neil, come on, man. That's a classic. I'll play for you in the break.
I've never heard it.
You might have. You bounced, so you might have.
It doesn't sound familiar, but you're right. It's possible, I suppose. Blackstreet Foo?
No, Blackstreet Fool. Oh, stop it. Jesus Christ. No. Don't say anything about me singing. You weren't supposed to be listening to that. I was singing to Neil. You guys didn't hear that. None of that happened. Erase that. We'll erase it in post. We'll edit this part out.
Oh, added Puget to sound for the grunge reference. Right. Gotcha. So you don't live in Seattle. Is that what you're telling me? We could have been neighbors.
Oh, Canadians.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
See, now it starts. Now do the Macarena, Mike. No, see, this is not karaoke hour. No, that is different and that is separate, and I am not wasted. If I was wasted, it would be singing time. But, however, that is not the case.
Hey, bagger. That song is all in Spanish, though, is it not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I was serenading Neil. You know, Ollie, man, I don't need your judgment. It sounds like you're judging me right now. God, I can't do nothing.
Mikey doing the classics. There we go.
Just be like your singer for the show.
Did not sound familiar to me, so anyway.
Oh, look at this.
Speaking of music.
Spooky Red Hair. I like ReGi0s so much that I gave this stream a thumbs up. Wow, that is impressive.
Well, thank you.
I hope everybody else likes ReGi0s too, because if you don't like him, then you'll just not like the video, I guess.
So not really that interesting. So
smash that like button. Well, you were never really super religious, so but you've been sort of.
Say for me, I was never actually religious. I've considered the claims. That's about it.
Yeah.
Haven't found anything credible yet.
Right.
Anything
so you're not going to become religious.
Did anything get close? Did anything sound right? But then, like on further research,
further inspection,
like you know what, that does sound kind of right. And then you kind of went online. You're like, oh no, he just made that up.
No, usually that was always the issue. Further inspection, and nothing actually held up to what it claimed it could do.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, what kind of stuff had they kind of tried to make it seem like it was this simple, easy answer, and then you looked it up, and it was like, no, that's not right at all.
Oh, usually it's anytime anybody tried to give an easy answer, it was always like, how do you find happiness? It's like, yeah, that makes no sense. Like, I looked at it, I even went through the motions, didn't do anything. Like, it doesn't seem to do what you say it does.
Right.
I always found it. It's still to this day when I hear believers say well, how do you find purpose? How do you find meaning? How do you find, where do you get your moral? Like that stuff just blows me away. Like, what do you mean?
Well, yeah, that was another thing. Is like claiming that you have a purpose. Is like just looking out around at everything is like, what are you talking about purpose? I don't really feel like I'm, pushed to do something specifically. So it doesn't seem
You
like
make your own
purpose was
purpose.
given to me. It's like I find
No.
it myself.
Exactly. You make your own purpose. You give your own life meaning. There's nobody's going to give your life meaning. Well, some people could come into your life that adds meaning to your life.
Yeah,
obviously,
you can go that way,
right?
but
like if you have kids or you find the love of your life, let's say, then that adds meaning to your life, and it also can drive your purpose as well. So, not for
I'm gonna get beaten. And what a great way to find the meaning of your life in this old ass book written by William Shakespeare's drunk cousin who can't speak.
in the Iron Age, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I'm thinking that would kind of be why I'd never actually read that book.
I've read enough of it to know I don't want to continue.
The ones I've had are always trying to follow the old English style. And it's like, yeah, for the last time I actually tried it, I probably would have been in my teens. And it was like, you know how hard that is to follow along? I don't even understand what you mean with these words.
Me doth think thou art doth.
Thus thou and thine.
English went through a lot of Shakespeare, but it made it a lot easier when we had the ones that had modern English and the original English it was written in. You get a Bible and all you have is the old English that was written in.
The King James.
Co-authored by the guy that did Popeye the Sailor Man.
Right. Yeah. The only King James I recognize is LeBron.
It's King LeBron.
King LBJ.
I think it's kind of funny because the King James version, it's now known that he was a homosexual. So I always found it kind of funny that I always remind them of that too.
They're in
So you
pride.
don't like homosexuals, yet your version of the Bible was written by one. How ironic.
Would it be sacrosanct if we made pride Bibles? I can't talk. Pride Bibles? Like we just gave them like
Pride
a
Bible?
nice rainbow leather cover. Would they get mad at us? You think?
Probably,
Maybe
but do it anyways.
do the chapters in a different color, so it's like a little rainbow going down the. What's the opposite of the spine? You guys like books. What's the opposite of the spine of a book? It's true.
It's true. That's ReGi0s.
Him is here. Oh, and some of you are in both. Thank you guys for some of you who are in both chats. ReGi0s, you are drawing quite the crowd, young man.
I wouldn't even know why.
Yeah, I must say. Because you're cool. That's why.
You're famous.
I don't know.
You're well known. You support a lot of people. So you're well known for that.
Me. He supports me, and I appreciate it. And the show.
I'm just the background noise.
Well, I just wanted to point out like this
Mikey
show
Twitch
and Mikey on Twitch, yeah.
Yeah, catch this show, Mikey on Twitch, when he was doing that more often, and he had the time to do it.
Stinking baby.
Stinking baby.
Always taking my time.
Well, you're an atheist. You could eat her.
I do got some bulgogi, Korean barbecue sauce in there. Pressure cooker. No, I'm just kidding. That would be for the rice. She's so cute.
Yeah.
I want to eat her up, but not like that.
A lot of people sending you some love, ReGi0s. I see ReGi0s in a lot of places and enjoy their company. ReGi0s has funded full episodes of
Live with the Hive.
Live with the Hive, yeah. Live from the Hive.
Yeah.
I'm glad y'all figured that. I was like,
very athletic supporter.
I just watched Live from the Hive this morning
I didn't see today's. I still have yet to see it. There's certain videos I have to watch before I crash at night, and Live from the Hive is usually one of those, along with the Lego guy that I follow, Brixie, and whatever latest shorts that a friend of mine has put out. Those are the ones that I have to watch. Live from the Hive is one of them.
Here's a good question.
So I will watch that before I crash tonight. I promise.
Here's a good question, ReGi0s. ReGi0s, if you started streaming tomorrow, what would you do on your stream? Because you're in everyone else's stream. If ReGi0s had a stream, what would it be?
I wouldn't even have an idea. Because communication...
We would all be in your chat, trolling you and ready to do whatever it was. So what would we be trolling you at?
Yeah, my ability to communicate. Well,
you're doing fine.
Yeah, but to actually try to get my full point across, I don't do that very well. Other people are very better at communicating than I am.
I think
that's kind of why I enjoy a lot of the different channels, is how well they can communicate an idea that I can't quite fully, put into words.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a muscle.
Yeah, it's something, if you keep doing it, if you keep doing it, you'll get better at it.
Yeah, the only problem
because your info is all here. It's going from here out here, and that's for a lot of people too. A lot of people find that. There's sometimes when I get so flustered because I got so much information gurgling up here that it somehow flops out my ear for some reason, and it doesn't come out here, like or something along those lines. So I can't communicate as much as I'd like to be able to. Some of the ideas that I have, but I'm a loudmouth anyway, so I get most of the shit I want to say out. But it takes time. The stinking babies in the chat now. Why do they stink? Babies, why do they stink?
I know there are multiple reasons. Have one kid, so I know that.
It's got a dirty diaper. It's got green.
That's one reason
coming off of it.
Shit.
And like Neil's like, yeah, it comes from like your brain to your mouth and comes out. I was like, oh, it comes from your brain? Oh, I should probably try that. I should try that.
From the brain, it likes to take a couple detours around. I don't know where, and then maybe out the mouth at some point. That's my problem.
I speak from the elbow.
Then it kind of gets lost.
Where. That's the smartest fart I ever did.
That was a good idea I just had.
Yeah.
Wasted. Maybe that's where farts come from, when people like when you forget what you're about to say, and then it goes inside your body, and then later on it comes out as a fart.
Comes out the exhaust.
Yeah. The muffler. If you're wearing sweatpants.
Can you believe this was a serious thing that somebody I think was trying to get out there to market, where they had underwear you could wear. If you happen to be an extraordinarily flatulent person, you could buy these underwear that had these patches in them that were like little mini potpourri packs or something. So you'd cut one and it would smell better as it came out. It smelled like roses or some shit, or some shit. No pun intended. Intend your puns, you weakling. So it would change the odor to something more pleasant. I guess you might say, which I thought was fucking funny. They never went anywhere, obviously, but I bet they could have if they had done it in like a gag shop.
You're just sitting there at like a funeral. It's like, you guys smell cookies? Frank, Jesus, Frank. God. So many cookies in here. It smells like a full fucking bakery in here. God, Frank.
Now I'm kind of hoping or wish that they would actually bring those up, because I want the cookies one.
Yeah, sugar cookie would be a good smell for like a fart.
Right?
Because I'm like, cookies are around. Underwear. Maybe there's cookies somewhere. I'll go find them.
Anyone smell popcorn?
Oh no. That would be bad.
I was going to ask you earlier, ReGi0s, what is your music of choice?
Metal.
Stuff I can listen to.
yeah, I really don't have anything of choice. It kind of flips around. I don't like.
So whatever strikes your fancy, you like.
Yeah,
J-pop.
It's like me.
Well, I figure I might get different things that could be J-pop because I watch a lot of anime.
Yep, a lot of it's actually really good too.
Yo, J-pop is fucking crazy good these days. It's so good.
Yeah, I think I watch more animated than anything that other broadcast shows.
Literally, before I came onto this thing, I had to turn Crunchyroll off. So that was. I told you earlier.
What's the most overrated anime in your opinion, ReGi0s?
Attack on Titan.
I'd say at least in the later seasons, it's a bit overrated.
No, it went to shit, man. First couple seasons strong. I quite liked the first 2 seasons.
It started strong, but then the change of the story, I have
like,
not gotten back to it.
Happening.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought everybody knew what was going on, and I was the only one confused. I was like, I'll just keep watching it, and maybe it'll make sense.
No, it's like, what the hell?
Where are we?
It changed it. It just went too silly, and I was like, nope.
Yeah.
Somebody wants to know what your go-to karaoke song is, Reggie.
Never do karaoke. That means being around a lot of people at one time.
I used to host karaoke. Not always true. Karaoke. I would love some shows where it would be like 6 people in there, and we would just like take our turns, and everybody just kind of like left each other alone. It was nice.
Well, the thing about the only places I know around here that would do karaoke, I would not remember what happened because there were a lot of people, and the only way I can be around them in extended time is drinking. And then I don't remember what happens after that.
Hard to remember.
So it's a Chainsaw Man, which I loved. There you go.
Top
Chainsaw Man
tier
minifigure.
Intro music.
Fuck yes. There they go. Little Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man, One Punch Man.
One Punch Man's awesome too.
Because it's kind of old school.
And I got a One Punch Man minifigure here too.
What is it? 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, run 10K, and drink water.
That's all it takes.
I don't know. I'd have to find the shirt that's supposed to be for the Saitama school or Saitama gym.
That's cool.
That'd be cool.
Neil, I bought a shirt when I was in St. Louis from the Science Center, and it was space related, and I was gonna brag and wear right in your face. I can't find that goddamn shirt. We've been home 3 weeks. I don't know where it is. I hope I didn't leave it somewhere. I'm so
I knew you were gonna do that and I told God to hide it on you.
Got me again.
Demon Slayer is another good one, and here's
Nezuko. Nezuko.
Yeah. And of course, one of my all-time favorites, one of my top 3. Here's Kakashi from Naruto. There you go.
I feel like Naruto gets a bad rap.
I like it. But my all-time favorite, and I know you're gonna oh fuck, there goes Chainsaw Man.
Oh no. Chainsaw Man, no. Not like
that. He fell off there.
Not like that.
I'm sorry, but it's other than the movie Akira, which is one of the first animes I ever saw, other than like Battle of the Planets and Star Blazers and stuff like that. One Piece. There you go.
Damn pirates. Maybe they started the like ninja versus pirate fight. It's like, oh, do you support Naruto or Luffy? Tell me or I'll beat you up by the slide. That was middle.
By the slide. Yeah, I really like it. It's just I got hooked on it. So
well, once Kira can read subtitles, I'll give her the classics because we're not watching it dubbed.
Why?
No, she can have it dubbed.
Oh well.
She likes old school Sesame Street, so she can have the dubbed. I'll meet her in the middle.
ReGi0s, before we wrap this up and jump into the after party where we can hang out with some other folks too, what kind of advice would you give people out there that are just sort of stumbling down the rabbit hole to these types of shows?
I have no idea, actually. Just kind of watch and question any claims that are being brought up, and just look into more. Use what would that be? Is what people say. Just use that as a line to look down.
Yeah.
It's like a starting point to start looking at other subjects that may help move whatever you're trying to learn.
Gotcha. I'm hearing somebody snoring in the background.
That's Zero.
Oh, is it? He's louder than me. Well, funny thing, I started using this app called Sleep Tracker.
Oh boy.
Because I was wondering why I kept waking up all the time. And not that the app actually helped me figure out why. I think it was just because I was eating too close to bed.
You should eat in the kitchen or the dining room.
What this thing does, I've been using it for quite a few nights now, so it's got all things there. And it shows you a little graph of when you were awake, kind of when you woke up, fell back asleep, kind of thing. It gives you, I was in bed for 9 hours or whatever the other day.
Damn.
Yeah. It tells you when you finally fell asleep. After about 8 minutes, you fell asleep. Your noise levels hit about 60 decibels. Deep sleep of 22%, which was 2 hours and 1 minute of that sleep. Light sleep for 3 hours and 11 minutes. REM sleep for 2 hours and 50 minutes. And awake for 1 hour and 17 minutes. And then it has recordings.
Oh,
of the noises that you make at night. And we're gonna listen to some of these recordings on the after party. So if you would like to hear some of these hilariousness, because I talk in my sleep and I snore pretty good too.
Oh my God, you're talking.
It's literally why I'm single.
Oh no.
I one time woke up to a girl that was trying to smother me with a pillow because I was snoring too loud. Yeah, so we're going to listen to some of these things. I've got a whole bunch of them. I've been recording it now for well over a week and a half, so I got a bunch of these things that are pretty fucking funny. Yes, teasers, annoying newsletter. Teasers. Now you got to tune into the after party, which is linked in the description box below. Also, if you guys are fans of ReGi0s, like me and Mikey over here, you can follow him on X, formerly known as Twitter, but I still call it Twitter. And I have ReGi0s link down there, so you can do that. Hello, Kyle. My girlfriend sounds like a freight train. That's another thing it ends up recording is I live by a train track that goes over a bridge or a river, and it catches the train sometimes. So I'll wake up and oh, that's a long one, and I'll hit it. Oh, it's just the fucking train. Okay, well, there you go.
I don't snore because I drool everywhere.
Yeah, I got the full package. I snore and drool.
Got the full combination.
Yeah, I got the whole sleep disorder thing going on. Well, ReGi0s, I know you weren't really ever religious, and you didn't really have a ton of religious influence in your life, and you made it through. You're a solid skeptic. I appreciate you for that. I also appreciate all you do for not just this channel, but the other channels that you help support as well, man. So kudos to you for doing what you do for us.
You put your money where your mouth is when it comes to supporting small, independent creator channels, and that really means a lot to people. Like, thank you. And I'm sure everyone else feels the same way.
Kind of what I kind of look for is smaller channels, like try to help boost them up a little more. And I know it can be rough trying to cover everything.
Yeah.
Oh, rebuke and reprove is in the chat. Maga, maga, maga. Is that the new song, I guess? Maga, maga, maga.
Oh, you came here to troll, but too late. The show's over. You'll have to get us in the after party.
He, him, and no one asked. Hello, rebuke and reprove. Good to see you.
Oh.
Hope you're having a good
day.
Yeah,
you should probably keep your comments off of my little corner of the screen because I'll just ban you forever. I don't care. I'm not nice.
Leave him alone.
See, you better be careful, Rebuke. Not everybody's friendly. Some people are nasty.
It gives us more watches, so it's all good.
But it feels good to stomp out stupid people. I'll let them live today.
Anyway, thanks, ReGi0s, for joining Mikey and me today, man. It's fun having you on here.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
You finally got to expose yourself to everybody. Hey, this is me. Woohoo! All right. Thank you guys in the chat for hanging out with us over on Twitch and on YouTube. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. It's awesome. Hit that like button down below there. Smash that sucker. And also thanks to our patrons and our members. If you like what we do and you do want to help the show, there are ways to do so, and those are also linked in the description box below. If you're into all the tunes that you hear at the beginning and ending of the shows, Mikey and mine's music is both available right down in the description box as well. There should be some new stuff with my band coming up pretty soon too, because cool. Both my drummer and my guitar player now have little recording studio things that we can use. So we're gonna put some more shit together so you guys can hear some of the latest things. All right, then if you want to be involved in the after party, let Mikey or myself know via the usual methods. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, you can hit me up at 604atheist@gmail.com. We are looking for people. I have nobody scheduled thus far, and I have been reaching out to people. It's just summertime's a little harder these days because people go away. So
vacations and such.
Yes. So if you do want to come on the show, just send me an email. We'll set it up. It's any Saturday from here on out, except for the ones that I'll be away, but I'll let you know ahead of time when those are. They definitely will be in August when I'm at Baja. Just let us know and we'll get you on the show and you can tell your story and have some fun with us as well. And until then, guys, like I always say after the interview part of the show, like the late, great Christopher Hitchens once said, it's called faith because it's not knowledge. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.